Today, we're tackling a topic for those of you that work at big companies. Now, last week, I put up a survey so that people could ask me anonymous questions about making the switch from a big tech company to a smaller one, like I did. By the way, that survey is still open, so feel free to continue asking. The number one question I got was around compensation. The number two question was about leveraging your experience. And the third category of question was around having the plan B. The right way to think about compensation is as a risk trade-off. At a big company, your compensation is extremely predictable year over year. There's no big downswings and there's no big upswings either. When you work at a small company, you're really accepting much more risk. And honestly, this is really a personal financial choice. It's a bit like retirement savings investments. Do you want something riskier or something safer? Now, there is one more important thing to say about comp, which is to say that big companies have very long pay ladders. I mean, really, a VP at a big company is going to make as much as a CTO at a smaller company. If you care about reliable cash, you might want to stay at the big company. Now, your experience level is an important factor. Here's how I like to think about it. In the first 10 years of your career, you're really very portable. Your skills can move from company to company. Now, there's another peak, let's say after 20 or so years of your career, where you've learned the generic skills to learn big projects. That middle ground is where it's kind of tough to make the switch. However, fear not, if you're in that zone and you're thinking about a switch, I do have a recipe for it. Contact me and I'll show you. And finally, there's the question of what do you do about a plan B if you leave the security of a big company? Well, this is really personal, so I'm just going to tell you what I went through thought process-wise. My number one rule is just have a time box plan. Write it down, share it with your family, and just explain, get it straight in your head what your goals are. Number two, and this is less obvious, battle test your idea before leaving your big company. Now, this took me a long time. And the third thing for me that really worked was to embrace Plan B. Remote work is suddenly here big time. And for me, this was a pretty big deal because my biggest fear was having to relocate for a job if Plan B happened. And now the odds of that have gone way down. And that's the key, is have a Plan B that you would really love to do. I'd love to talk more about your specific question. So DM me and we could talk about you. Bye for now.